Zachary Game, and welcome back to my Minecraft world. This is the Wonder World, and it is the thing that I've been playing on, or I guess the world I've been playing on for quite a while now. And if you've been watching, then you know that I have a ton of stuff, and also that I have a Wonderland way over there. So today I'm going to be working on a mini game because I haven't made an episode on it in quite a while. I think it's been like 10 or so episodes, so I would really like to get back to making some mini games. Now the first thing I'm going to do, because it's going to be a really dangerous mini game to make, I'm going to take my boots, which have feather falling on them, and I'm going to go down to the cozy canyon cabin, as I do in absolutely every episode now. It's almost complimentary. And then I'll be able to, I guess, like, show you guys some of the newer things I've been working on, because I scrapped the last episode. It's not going to be made. But in the episode, I made an absolute ton of things. So if we take the trampoline down like I just did, I'll be able to show you the first thing, which is this Wonder Hall. I'm going to save this, actually. I'm going to save that for later, though, because I want to stick by my word and get my doggies first. I feel like it'd be wrong for me to say, let's get my dogs, and just not get my dogs, because that's a really silly thing to do. Oh, I left the door open. How could I leave the door open? Oh, well. I'm just going to choose them at random. I'm going to pick you four, the first ones I see. So, Rusty, Maggie, Steed, and Citrus, and we're gonna go over to the new additions that I've made, so I can show you all the things that you would otherwise miss. So first of all, I know we were supposed to talk about that one for quite a second, but I think before I do that, I want to go over here and look at the Ferris wheel I made. I think it's like, not really the last episode. Was it the last episode? I think it was the last episode. Yeah, it was the last episode. And it looks really good. In my free time, I took the liberty of adding some new paws into it, so it's not just the sheep and the bottom one, and it looks really good. I themed them like I said I would, after like different block palettes and stuff. So you have the grassy one, you have my own color palette, which is like light blue and yellow. You have a cherry blossom one, you have a redstone one, and you have an undersea one like that. And also the bee one, which I think I cut it out, but I did mention that I would make in that episode. And it looks really good. I know I've already said that, so I'm just kind of like, I'm not just going to keep gushing on about that though, because I do have things I want to do, and I did tell you guys that I would be doing a mini game at the end of this episode. And if I spend all my time gushing about the Ferris wheel and this Wonder Hall here, then we're never gonna get anywhere. So I'm gonna try to be quick. These are each episodes. These are each items from episodes. You have this one from episode 1, and you have this one from episode 37, which was the last one, or actually, it was one before the last one. And it's one of the things I did in my free time, where I just put all of this stuff up here. This whole haul was supposed to be the last episode. It was supposed to be just me making the place, but I sadly cut it all out because I was very tired when I was making the thing. So I had absolutely no enthusiasm, and I decided it would just be boring to edit. So I decided just instead to move on and do this one. But yeah, I have an item from every episode, and that's gonna be one of the things we're doing. And I also have a ton of treasures, like this one from the Pumpkin of the Fall. This one was my first music disc. This thingamajig, which is a treasure that I think I found during the Ender Quest, and the Ender Egg itself. Now, while a lot of this stuff did come from off camera, I do think it's very important, and I would like to keep adding on to it. So this is going to be a very important place in the future, and I'm sorry for not actually making it into a proper video. With that being said, though, this place is going to be extremely important, especially for the future, as I am going to be taking a bunch of new things, like fan art and stuff like that. I might do shoutouts sometime in the future, and we'll have another level downstairs, like right over here, there'll be a staircase. And that's where I'm going to be able to show, showcase all the really cool things that get sent, whether it's just people in the comments being really cool, or people sending me fan art in the email, in the description, or in the Discord. But with all that being said, those are the two most important things I made in the last scrapped episode. And now we can move on and go down to the Wonderland. Now there are still a few new things in my world. There's still some things I'd like to go over. I don't want to do it quite yet because I want to keep myself on track and actually get myself to make the minigame, because I'm super duper excited about it. I think it's going to be a really fun one. I also need to remember to stop taking the minecarts without actually getting my dogs in minecarts, because they get in the way constantly. It's like their favorite thing to do. I'm going to set up this little powered minecart? I was going to say minecart. This little powered rail here. I'm going to take my dogs with me in their own minecarts, and then we can get over to the Wonderland. So I'm gonna take the last minecart and I'll send them first. Let's see if I can actually get them into minecarts though, because it can be a little bit of a headache. Steed, please. Come on! Guys! You have to get in the minecarts! You have to get in the minecarts, come on. Please! Oh, are you gonna get in the minecart? You didn't get in the minecart. This is such an irritating thing to deal with. Are you guys actually gonna get in the minecarts? The whole idea was getting you guys in the minecarts, but you would go with me instead of getting in the way, but I don't know if you're able to. I know I've caught people in the minecart before, like I've caught mobs in the minecart, because if we go down here, there's still a cow stuck in this minecart, so I should be perfectly able to get my dogs to go in their own minecarts, but they just don't seem to want to do that. I think they much rather get in my way and be a little bit of a nuisance than like get in the minecart so they can go along with. Citrus was even in this one! Citrus, you were just in this one, you still didn't actually like sit down and stay in it. That's so annoying! Okay, well I'm gonna put these back in the chest alongside with the other thing I picked up, and I'm gonna have to deal with it. I'm gonna have to deal with them getting in my way, because that's just how things are gonna be. As long as I can get started with today's episode, I'm totally happy, and I'll be able to get over the fact that my dogs just keep interrupting me when I'm in the minecart. Anyways, I have a special kind of game in mind for today, and for the next few episodes, because I do want to spend the next week or two only in the Wonderland, because every time I go and visit there, I always think to myself, oh, this place is super sparse. For a theme park, there's absolutely nothing here, as opposed to my town, which is getting quite massive. So, the idea for today's minigame, I still want to reveal it and have it be special, but it has something to do with maces. I really love maces, and I really love wind charges, but I haven't been able to use them as well as I would wish, or I guess like as I wanted to, in the history of my world, despite the fact that my world has been a thing since they've been added. So, that's something that I'm going to have to expand upon. I do hope to add more things that actually use... Okay, so you want to get in my minecart when I actually want to take it, but not when I want you to get in my car. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna push Rusty the rest of the way. But as I was saying, I'm gonna have to find ways to utilize wind charges sometime in the future. Oh, okay. Now use Citrus. No! 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 Rusty! Rusty, no! No, Rusty! No! Citrus, I can't believe this! I can't believe you! You have to be kidding me! Oh my gosh! I think... Are we just gonna let Rusty sit this one out then? Or should I actually go back and get him? I don't know. Oh, you've got to be kidding me! Rusty! Okay, nope. I'm gonna have to find a way to actually get them to stay in the minecarts in the future. Because they are so... How should I put this? They aren't cooperative in the slightest. You have to be kidding me! You have to be kidding me! Okay, nope. Nope. I'm moving on from that. I cannot let myself waste any more time, especially because it was Rusty himself that put himself in that position, so I guess it's just fine. But yeah, here we are. We're at the Wonderland. Let me back up so we can actually get a good look at it. For those of you that are new, this is the Wonderland, and I am going to be making the new minigame just to the left over here. Now I figured because this is the entrance, there should be a lot of minigames, and because they're also spread out with the Rainbow Robots one being all the way over there, that it is about time for me to add more stuff to this entrance over here. So let me sit you guys down. Actually, you know, I should take you to the dog park. We're gonna be nice and safe because Citrus, I think your tail is pretty low, so we're gonna have to check you in the doggy doctor later in this episode. But yeah, let's go over here. We're gonna be nice and safe, and then we should be able to go about the rest of our day pretty well without you guys getting any more hurt, because you guys love falling off of things. So let's get you sat down and get started with today's episode. So over here, if you'll take a look, there are 2 chests and a slide. This minigame is going to be named Pop and Drop. The idea of it is that it's a mace launch game where you have dispensers set up so that it'll launch you into the air with a bunch of wind charges, and then you're going to have a player underneath, one of the players that you play with. So there will be holes set up like this all across the board, and the idea of it is that there are going to be sticky pistons with levers, and you're going to take a sticky piston right here. They're going to have their special kind of like block or whatever. Let's just use a pearlescent frog light for the example. They're going to push themselves up when they're ready, and then you are going to get launched through these two dispensers here. So let's just put some wind charges in them. And then you're going to take your mace, you're going to fall the height. Oh, whoopsies. That did not go the way I wanted it to. But yeah, you're going to go in your little chamber, you're going to get launched up, and then you're going to be able to hit them, assuming that you pick the right square, and then they'll die, you'll get a point, you'll put it up on a board, and then that's how the game's going to be played. Whoever gets 5 points first wins the game, and it's pretty straightforward, but I absolutely love it. And it's a great way for me to, as I said earlier, introduce more like 1.21 things into my world, like the mace and the wind charges. I would like to say this again, my world is not that new or like not that old. I made it when 1.21 came out, or like shortly after that, so it's not that far back, honestly. But I am talking about it as if it has just been added. It hasn't been. Speaking about updates, actually, I'm thinking about updating to the new summer drop. I think which is like 1.21 point. Is it 5 or 6? Or maybe it's 22, but I can't remember. It's the one that adds happy gas and all that, like, extra fun stuff. But the only problem with that is that it would be, it wouldn't be compatible with some of the mods I enjoy, like this little animation one that makes me look super lively. So, if I have to move on without my detailed animations resource pack, that's just fine. I'll have to do it. But I would really like to keep it, so I guess we'll just see how things go throughout the summer, or I guess throughout the rest of the year, and I'll be able to see if they make a new extension for the resource pack or the mod pack, and then I'll change update to the newer release. But for now, we're gonna stick with 1.21. And now we can get to building the important part, which is the setup for the map. Now, for starters, I'm gonna have the floor be kind of colorful, but the idea of it is that it's gonna be green, kind of like a meadow where there'd be like moles and stuff, kind of like whack-a-mole. So I'm gonna build up by 3, and this is gonna be the chamber where you have all your sticky pistons and stuff. Now I did cover ravine with this thin layer of grass, so we're gonna have to be very careful about that, but I should be fine because I do have my my feather falling boots. So we can set a sticky piston up like this as an example, and then have something like that. Maybe it should be a double extender. If I make a double extender with observers, I know I'm talking like a redstoner, but I'm really not that smart when it comes to redstone. We can have it set you up, I think 2 blocks, like this. I'm gonna have to look up how to make a double extender again, but I can put you back up on the surface, and hopefully something like that should be able to work pretty well. I'll have to make a rule where you can't actually step out of the thing, because the idea of it is that it's gonna set you up. The roof's gonna be somewhere around here, so when it does prop you up 2 blocks, it will be at a level where you can actually just jump out. I really don't want that, so I have to add that to like a rule book or something. But with that being said, I think we have a pretty good idea about this. It doesn't require like any kind of like a super duper important redstone, because we'll be using levers for the most part. So if we could just set the rest of this up, we get the lime wool out, the moss, and the grass, and decorate it really nicely, really quickly. We might actually have this minigame done in no time. Oh, before I do that, there is actually the matter of where we're actually gonna set up the launch. Now I could have it, like at a distance, where like it's kind of like on the edge of the minigames, like somewhere over here. But the problem with that is that you're gonna have to travel quite a lot as the launcher to get over to where the opponent is, like I guess the mole in this situation. And if they went somewhere over here where it's harder to get them, you'd have to like commit more to it. I think it'll be a bad idea to have it like off to the side. We're probably going to have the launch chamber set up like right over here, where it's like dead in the middle where the minigame is. We might have to move it over here because of how close it is to this pathway, but that's just fine. we'll be able to set up dispensers, not like that, like this, with the wind charges, so that when you do step into the chamber, it will launch you up this glass, like, column, and it'll be at the very top, and then you can your mole with your maze. So, let's put, oh, that's the diamond helmet. Let's put the wind charges into the dispenser. Let's see how this works. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Perfect, that's great. I also love how I didn't take any fall damage there because I have the feather falling boots, but I feel like if I was any higher, I probably would have taken a significant amount of fall damage. I didn't! Wow! Oh, it's feather falling 4, okay, that's why. Wow, okay, feather falling 4 is super duper overpowered. I could probably fall off that creeper and not take any fall damage. I'm not gonna get sidetracked and do that right now, I almost did. I don't want to be super tedious and show you all the building because I don't think people like that anymore. I don't think people are like patient enough to have that. I don't think people like the kind of like video style where I guide you through the 40 minutes of me actually building the thing. So what I'm gonna do, like with how I do all my videos, is I'm gonna have a time-lapse set up, and in that time-lapse I'm gonna finish decorating all the things, and then we can get to the testing, and maybe get somebody into the world so they can play it with me and test things out. But we'll have to see where things go from there. But for now, I'm just gonna continue setting everything up. I'm gonna have the arena set up, I'm gonna use all the glass that I can. I'm also gonna have a bunch of glass set up so you don't like launch yourself out of the gameplay arena. And I think when the time this is done, I'm gonna have a ton of fun with this, because it does seem like a pretty basic minigame, but I absolutely love the idea of it. And I've been looking forward to making a whack-a-mole style game like that for quite a while now, so it's gonna be a ton of fun. But without me rambling much further, I'm gonna cut to the time-lapse now, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Bye-bye! Now, I was going to wait to actually, like, show you guys what it was until I could get somebody to play the game with me, but sadly I can't do that. So, I guess we'll just be doing it ourselves today. That's just fine, because I'm still having so much fun with it. Now, while I can't actually really play with many people, I can still set something up for you guys to show you how it works. If I can go around and find an armor stand, or like the resource to make one, I can show you guys like how to play it. I don't know if the maze will actually work on armor stands, but if it does, then we'll have a pretty good example of like how to play the game and like how it's gonna look like. Alrighty, so in this chest, I have some armor stands I put in there just now. And I'm gonna set these armor stands up in a few of these chambers, like, represent what the players are gonna be. I don't know if the mace has the same effect on the armor stands as it does players. All I know is that they're both entities, so it should look kind of similar. But the idea is, the players are going to come here, they're going to have a little scoreboard, they don't really have to use it, but if they want to, they can mark their points on these things. Everybody's going to take turns playing the game. There's a rule book here for if they, like, ever want to actually be more precise about it, and also, like, how to play. It's pretty basic stuff, but I'm going to show you guys instead of just going through the rule book. So I'm going to place some armor stands. I'm going to place one here. I'm going to place one over here and another one right over here in this little corner chamber. And then when the launcher is ready, they're going to take their axe and they're going to go into this little chamber right here, the glass cannon. They're going to fall in, and the wind charges are going to launch them upwards, and then they need to hit the armor stands, or the players in this case. The armor stands just kind of seem to fall through at the moment, and I don't exactly know why that happens. But the idea is, players are actually able to get up pretty easily, so they're not going to have any issues. And when a round is over and the launcher has their point, they're going to go over the scoreboard, they're going to mark it down. I think... No, it is a little bit weird, because there's no way to, like, stop somebody from getting points. The idea of it was kind of to have a system where, like, let's say, you get a point for each one you get, but whenever someone kills you, they're gonna get, like, a point taken away from you, and it's a kind of fun idea, but I do kind of worry that it's gonna ruin things, because if you're ever playing with two players, that means you're just gonna kill each other over and over again, and they're just gonna be stuck. You're gonna be, like, locked at, like, 0 points, because they're gonna take away your points, you're gonna take away their points, it's gonna be a whole headache. But yeah, if I can actually, get a good example for this, maybe, I can actually show you guys how it works. Okay, as I was saying, when you get in the chamber, it's gonna set off the redstone over there, and the redstone, it's wired right, I think, below these dispensers, and this is the reset button for resetting the position of the shroom lights in the chambers. So, piston double extenders, they're gonna send you up 2 blocks so that you're, like, barely visible on the surface. But when it gets stuck down there, oh, whoopsies, and the launcher comes back down, you're gonna have to manually reset it, which is why I have that button there. And if I do this, it's gonna trigger the launch sequence, and I'm gonna be up here. You're not allowed to move as a player, like as a mole, and the whole point of that is so you can't, like, get up and run around. I might do some testing with that in the future when I do play it with my friends, because I do feel like that's one of the things that they would actually like to do. So I guess we'll just, like, see how it evolves from here. But the idea of it is that you're gonna be stuck in place, you won't be able to move, and the mole is going to have to, with their time in the air, come down and kill you with the mace. And then they're gonna get a point. You can take away points from them by getting them when you're the launcher. And that is how the game works. It's pretty simple, and I kind of want to keep it simple. But if I need to change it in the future, I absolutely will. I'm more at the moment focused on how pretty it is, because I don't really have anybody to play it with, so I can't really, like, play test it to any extent. But with how it looks right now, I quite like it, and I absolutely love the glass cannon. I was going to make, like, an actual cannon for a while, like, you know, like a mortar, kind of like black painted cannon, but I thought glass just, like, made more sense, and it was funnier because glass cannon is, like, an actual term. It's a pretty popular term to describe something that, like, breaks. Like, it's very powerful when it breaks. So, well, I did go over all of this pretty quickly, and it might not have been as fun as actually playing the minigame. I had a lot of fun actually making the thing, and I'm going to be so happy when I get to actually play this in the future. For now, I'm going to leave this here. I might come back to this in a few episodes and play it with some friends, but for now, that's all I really want to showcase. Oh yeah, there's also these cool little maze things I made. Little sea lanterns and tough bricks, and rods, and heavy cores, and polished tough and chiseled tough bricks. I'm sorry for, like, nerding out about that, but I absolutely love it. It just looks so fun to me. Before I get myself to ramble anymore, I think I want to go home, because if I don't, I'm just going to be sitting here staring at this little creation of mine, and talking about absolutely nothing for the next 5 minutes. So I'm gonna get my doggies, and then we're gonna go home, and hopefully we won't have any more difficulties with the minecarts, because that was actually horrible. I feel so bad for leaving Rusty behind like that. It was actually terrible. So let's get you Steed, Citrus, and Meggie, and we're gonna go back home. Do I have a minecart? I do have a minecart on me. Please, I ask one thing from you dogs. Please don't get in the way of my cart, in the way of the minecart like Rusty did, because that was actually terrible. Alright, well, I'm gonna say goodbye to the Wonderland, and we are gonna head back home, and hopefully, oh my gosh, I gave you guys one job. I gave you guys one job, and it was to not do that. Okay, whatever. We're gonna go home. We're gonna see if we can pick Rusty up along the way, because Rusty might either be... I don't know if Rusty's gonna be in the, I can't speak. I don't know if Rusty's gonna be on the rails or actually in the station, but either way, we're gonna go pick him up and make sure that he's doing fine, because I still feel bad about it. Maybe we'll give him a treat, too. I should probably get some mutton out from, like, the store or something. So that way, he has, like, a little bit of a treat, and the whole day didn't just suck, because they left him behind. Oh, it's raining out. Oh, it's raining out. I really hope he's not outside, because he's gonna get rained on. Oh, that's so terrible. It's been a lot of fun, but I've learned a lot recently about, like, why I shouldn't be, like, focusing too much on, like, schedules and, like, trying to get people into my world. Because sometimes... Oh, wait, is he down here? I think he's gonna be down here, actually. Yeah, sometimes when I plan stuff, it's just not gonna work out. So that kind of resulted in, like, the last, like, hiatus I've been on. I've been gone now for, like, when you're watching the video probably, for, like, 10 days. And that's actually, like, an enormous amount of time for me. Oh, you are in the rain! Oh, Rusty, I'm so sorry. Let's get the minecart out from under you. Okay, good. And get you guys back inside so you don't get rained on anymore. Are you stuck under the tree? Okay. How did you even get under there? Oh, well. Not what I should be worrying about. Citrus, you're inside. You guys need to shake up now. So you get the water off of you. I think at the beginning of the next episode, I'm going to get Rusty a treat. I'm going to stock up some mutton chops in the store so I can actually feed him. And then everybody should be having a nice time. I'll try to pick somebody else, because I've been picking the same few dogs. I've been trying to do it by random recently, but I haven't really been managing that, honestly. I think I keep gravitating towards, like, the same few, where it's, like, at least Citrus and Seed. So I'm going to try to not pick Citrus and Seed next time. I'll pick Rusty again to make up for it. I think maybe we'll do Hako, Moro, and Sir Dog-a-Lot. I think that's a good idea. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, Sir Dog-a-Lot, you're still up here, right? You're still in Citrus's place? Okay, good. I need to make sure all my dogs are still with me, because I need to make sure all my dogs are still with me, because I'm so worried about losing them for some reason. Whenever they get stuck in the minecarts, really, that's when I start to worry about it, because they get stuck in the minecarts, and I don't know what's gonna happen to them from there, because they just, like, they're so... They get pushed so far away, and I can't actually keep an eye on them. Alrighty, that's enough of my rambling about my dogs. Alright, bye guys! Bye guys, I'll see you tomorrow, bye-bye! I will say, now, I've recently been, like, having, like, a lot of, like, different feelings about, like, my world and stuff. And I know I do this, like, all the time, so it might be a little bit annoying, but you guys have to deal with it. I am going to go, like... I'm gonna go look at my world for a second on my rooftop and just think for a little bit about, like, how much I've gotten done in the past few months, because it's actually insane, and I still have, like, a lot more stuff planned. Now, for starters, the town, I've been doing a lot of stuff in the town recently, not so much with, like, the mini games, but, like, the town has grown so much in the last few months. I'm pretty sure, like, all of these buildings are, like, relatively new, which is actually kind of crazy. And it's gonna grow even more because I have more stuff planned for that area over there, but I just wanted to, like, take another look at it and think to myself about how much I've done and how much I want to do in the future, because sometimes in times like this, where I go, like, a whole week without really doing much in my world, all it really takes is for me to, like, look around my world to, like, get motivation to, like, start making stuff again. But yeah, that whole pier over there just wasn't here a few weeks ago, which is actually crazy. So yeah, I'm very happy about it. But with all that being said, while I am excited about like adding on to my world and like my little town over here, the Wonder Town, I need to give more love to the Wonderland, because if you remember from earlier, there weren't really that many minigames over there, and I really want to fill a place up. So I think next episode, we're going to work on the town a little bit more. I'm going to add another one of my big buildings, because I'm really excited to add one in particular. But outside of that, I also want to work on the Wonderland minigames. So after I make the next big build in the town, do expect to see more minigames, and I will actually try to get people to play them with me. So instead of me just like making the game and running away, I'm actually going to have people play it with me. So we can have the most fun with that. I am going to choose a different music disc really quickly. I'm going to choose, I think... I want to have a different music disc this time around. I think I'm going to choose Mellow High, which might be a little bit strange for me, but it should be just fine. I'm never going to shake it. I'm never going to shake how spooky the beginning of that song sounds. It's actually crazy to me, because like when it opens up, I always think it's going to be like a scary song, like a Halloween type song, but then it just ends up being like a really fun bop, you know what I mean? Alright, well, yep, I am rambling on yet again. I think I said rambling at least 5 times this episode. So, without further ado, I'm going to say goodbye, and I hope you all have a wonderful day with whatever you are doing. I've been Zachary Game, and this has been my Wonder World, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Oh, that is spooky. That is so spooky. Nope. We're doing a different song. Nope. We're doing a different song. Nope, not doing that one. Chirp! We're doing Chirp.